I love it. Coming up Fort Wayne, I came back late last fall, so to get back up and gorgeous day, ton of groups, ton of good golfers out there. So just to be able to hang around and to support such a great cause as Youth for Christ, to do it, to couple those two things together is a pretty nice deal for me.
Sure. And later tonight, you're going to be speaking with a high school here, Homestead High School. Just talk a little bit about what your message is going to be to those kids.
Just basically breaking down, how you apply God's principles to your life, with truth and setting in your faith, and then your behaviors and emotions, how all that goes into walking out the Christian faith, and just how I've done it in my own life and how it can apply to theirs, and hopefully they'll glean something from it and enjoy the time.
Obviously, this past weekend was the first week in the season, and being a former Colts player, I'm sure you probably had a chance to watch the game, or at least know about the game. Kind of give your thoughts on what do you think about the game last night.
I thought it was a good game. Both teams played well. Obviously, the Broncos jumping out to an early lead kind of put the Colts in a difficult situation. It's tough to come back, especially against a quarterback like Peyton, who's going to, put them in the best run plays, try to eat up clock. But I thought both teams look good. They're both going to have good futures. I mean, there's no doubt they're both going to play well throughout the season. It was just, play that early in the season. It's tough, and somebody's got to lose. We always talk about it all the time. Somebody's got to lose. But at the end of the day, both teams I thought fared well, and it showed the Colts. There's no give up in these guys. If there's one thing you can always say, they will never quit. And I think that's Chuck Pagano, and that's just the message he gives his men. And they gave themselves a shot at it last night and just fell a little bit short.
Sure. And likewise after week one, what are the teams that you're looking at that are kind of on the short list for your Super Bowl contenders?
Oh, that's always tough to talk Super Bowl. I'll tell you, I was impressed with Seattle. I was impressed with Denver. I thought the Colts looked good in the AFC, even though I know they lost. Pittsburgh looked solid. I thought a little better than I anticipated. San Francisco looked better than I thought as well, just from the preseason they had. So there's always a good mix, but there's a long season, and injuries affect teams. So to jump on a bandwagon this early is all I tell people. Let's kind of wait our way out there and wait till the season progresses, and then we can make some decisions as the season goes on.
Sure. And then of course, unfortunately, Jim Irsay was in a little bit of legal trouble earlier this year. What do you think about the NFL and the fines that they brought up on him? Was it fair? Not fair?
Well, I think as Goodell said, it was the max he could do, and so you are what you or the punishment fits whatever he did. He gave the max that he could give, and so I'm not sure if he was saying if it was more he would have given more. I really don't know. He didn't kind of expound on that, but at the end of the day, Jim's made it very clear that he's made mistakes and he understands that, and he's full and willing to pay the penalty for it, and that's what you got to do. I mean, he's not. I didn't feel like he was ever trying to avoid it or hide from it. He said, "Listen, I'm going to let this be a growth experience for me and my family, and try to get my life back on track." And I think that's what he's doing. And so, he's taken full accountability for it, and whatever the penalty was given, he's accepted it, and now it's just it's time to move forward in it.
Sure. Anything else, Jeff, that you want to say?
Just for the Youth for Christ, another theme for their event is giving life to your story. And that's just such an exciting thing to be able to speak on tonight with these kids, because, just how do you bring life, bigger than just going through the motions, but, trying to apply the greatest principles of the Bible to our lives. I think it's going to be a fun night.